Well, good morning, good morning. I'm Harry Morgan Moses. We're about to start Coffee with Casper in 2 minutes. Let me know where you are, where you're checking in from. And we're just going to spend our 20 minutes together. Here's the Casper. He wants to come up already. Ooh, okay. Okay. There he is. Oh, you Casper boy. I got my coffee. I got my Casper. Oh, you got to put your paw. Are you going to give me the paw? That's a nice paw. Thank you for the paw. That's a nice paw. Good morning, Arlen from San Clemente. Nice to see you this morning. Good morning, Reverend Tricia from Moore Park. Nice to see you. Good morning, Mark and Kai. Nice to see you guys this morning. See a lot of pictures of you guys out playing around up there in the Atascadero. Good for you. Sally Stockton has a birthday today. Well, that's a nice thing. We're glad you're here this morning. Let me know where you are. We're going to gong ourselves in 1 minute and just spend 20 minutes together. Good morning, Pam. Nice to see you this morning from up in the beautiful Napa Valley zone. All right, we got some of our regulars here. We're glad you're here. I'll remind you again toward the end of our 20 minutes that this is, I will not be live again until September 16th. Hey, Chris, nice to see you this morning from Culver City. Good deal. Nice to see you. All righty. Good morning, Becky. Good from South Carolina. Pamela already said hi before I saw your hi. Good to see you this morning. Good to be seen. Good to be with everybody. Oh, I can feel the connection beginning to happen. There we go. And there's our 8:30. So we're going to, I saw a funny ad. I can't remember who it was, but you'll probably see it during the weeks that I'm away. There's an ad where everybody goes into the store and goes, ah, which is, sha, that sound of release when we go, ah. That's actually an ancient sound, and that's why we're going to take 3 deep breaths in, or 2 big deep breaths in, and let out the sound ah at the end of that big deep breath. Here we go. Big deep breath in. All the way down the belly. Let it flow down your spine. Ah, and relaxing the shoulders. And then one more time. Big deep breath in. All the way down the belly, let it go all the way down to your feet, and let out the sound, ah, ah. We're going to bring the energy up into our heart center, and we're just going to hang out there for 20 minutes together. So I have noticed that sometimes people think because you are have a mindset to be positive. We love that Hoagie Carmichael, so accentuate the positive, eliminate the negative, and don't mess with Mr. In Between. Somehow thinking that being positive will save you from the challenges. Aloha, Ann from Honolulu, nice to see you. Will save you from challenges in life. And that's not necessarily so. So I'll tell you a story about the guru who had been, excuse me while I sip my coffee, the guru who had been diagnosed with a terminal disease and was still carrying on in his ashram and teaching. And at one point he's at the lunch break and they're in line at the cafeteria, and one of the students says to the guru, Master, it's so wonderful that even in spite of your current health challenges that you're living without pain. And the guru looks at the student and says, what would make you think I'm living without pain? Because the guru was not putting his attention on the pain. He was putting attention on who he is as an immortal spiritual being. It didn't mean he didn't have pain. So we've had, I don't like the idea of, you know, saying something happens in a year. Like, for example, my wife and I were scheduled to go out to our beautiful little island out here off the coast, 26 miles off of LA, called Catalina, for our anniversary, which is in January. This was last January. And the day before our anniversary, the Palisades fire, which of course went much further than the Palisades. You see my arm stretching. That Palisades is right over that ridge, not this ridge behind me, but the other side over on this side. And the fire, we could see the fire on the 7th of January. We could see the fire beginning to extend up that ridge. And my wife and I, having lived here in the Santa Monica Mountains good morning, Loretta from Boise. Nice to see you. And good morning, Luz from Burbank. Nice to have you with us this morning. So we knowledgeably got the animals in the car, got our short supply bag to get out, and grabbed our important critical documents that are in a particular briefcase. Each one of us have one. And we put all of that stuff in the car, and knowing that what seemed inevitable, that this fire was not going to go out, we went down about half hour from here where our daughter and her family lives. And hey, Carol, nice to see you. And then we were evacuated for 10 days, and that means we didn't really know the status of the house. We didn't really know whether the fire was going to move in our direction, and we couldn't go up the street or down the street. There was no way to go check on anything. So we were kind of 10 days in limbo. Well, if we're going to accentuate the positive was we were safe. The positive was the animals were safe. The positive was, for the moment, our house seemed to be okay. We didn't know for sure. And we had to live in that sort of mystery and curiosity for a while. And somebody would say, but boy, you seem to be making lemonade out of these lemons. Good for you. And yeah, but it doesn't mean when you're trying to access the positive, looking for the good wherever it is and adding to it. That's my question from my book, It's So Easy When You Know How. Will you live the cosmic adventure? Well, you look for the good wherever it is and you add to it. But that doesn't mean that the stresses around you don't bother you. Well, now, you may have heard, if you've been following us for the last couple of weeks, when we this summer finished our 2-week vacation with family and friends in Catalina. On the day before we left, I got a call from the house sitter who said, there's water in your bedroom. Well, I'm on an island. I can do except I contacted our plumber, and thankfully that wonderful family that runs that plumbing company came up to the house and did, in fact, confirm that there was quite a bit of water. In fact, it was an indoor flood. The pipe had burst underneath the master bedroom in the slab itself. So the plumber turned off the water, as there was nothing else I could do to remediate the situation until after we returned home, which was, for me, was a day and a half later. And when I got home and saw the scope of the damage, I was, of course, shocked. And it's not the way you like to come back from a vacation. You know, you'd like to come back vacation and be glad to be home and enjoy your own bed and all of that stuff. Good morning, Dilip from Sri Lanka. Nice to see you this morning. Haven't seen you live with us for a while, but we're glad you're here. And I see your pictures, and I'm so grateful that you're graduating from hospitality has given you a nice opportunity to show off your country, and you're looking great down there. Anyway, nice to see you. So then we dealt with, and we're now almost a month later, still not in our bedroom, still working with the insurance company, still working with the vendors to get it repaired, and we will not be able to get in before we have to depart again on a long scheduled trip to Europe. So there's been stresses, but again, I don't like to say, well, boy, the year started out bad. I would say, no, this is what we need to understand, that and we talked about this before, that there's the idea of maintenance and responsibility, or what we would call, the Buddhists might call, chop wood and carry water. So in order to repair and restore the bedroom, there's a process, and you need to ride out the process. Right now, all of the furniture in our bedroom is in a container in the driveway. It's been very challenging to make the campsite comfortable without a master bedroom, and yet we are blessed that we have extra room. We have a way to make this work. But it's not my responsibility to heal the house. It is my responsibility to chop wood and carry water, to make the phone calls, to submit the repair receipts, to involve the contractors and approve them. There is maintenance involved in the restoration of the house. But in the end, the picture is that it will be better than it was before. So because it's going to have all new things, the walls are being replaced, rugs are being replaced, clothes are being replaced. It's a process, and it's a chop wood, carry water. You take care of the campsite. Now, if we look at the global picture and all of the news in which we have been inundated, we say, oh my goodness, seems something every day is inhumane, unkind, filled with prejudice. War and murder are persistent in the human condition, and we talk here on Coffee with Casper about the change of ages, that we're moving. Good morning, Lorraine from Canada. Nice to see you with us this morning. Well, we're all over the place this morning. We're glad. So when we look at those events, it is not your job to restore the world. It is Spirit's job. The infinite intelligence itself, through the consciousness of humanity, will heal itself. It will evolve up to a higher level. But in the meantime, the laws of creation remain the same. And here's where we talk about quantum physics, which is the modern understanding of the interconnection of all life. Energy and matter are equal and interchangeable. It is consciousness, the observer, looking upon the events that are going to affect the outcome. So that when you are facing a challenge in your life, it isn't holding a positive attitude that says the light is going to prevail and I will win because I am the begotten of the Most High, as are you. It doesn't mean that the creation itself won't work the way that it works. And this is why I love the expression, God loves waves. So before there's the first particle, atoms, neutrons, electrons, the smallest particle is the electron. And before the electron is a particle, it's a wave of potential. So in a wave, there's high points and low points. And we know God loves waves because the planet itself is mostly water, and every one of those oceans has waves. So the symbol of the planet itself is the motion of waves. You have geometric patterns of the orbits and the movements of the planets and all of the waves that are affected by all of that, including the waves of you and me as light workers doing the maintenance part of our lives. Whatever it is mine to do is mine to do. And for example, in this program, the streaming program that we've done for 5 years, it's not my responsibility to control the audience. It's not my responsibility to even get audience. I am simply speaking to other metaphysicians, people who know there is one life. That life is in, as, and through all creation, and finds itself centered in each one of us. I am a place made in the image and likeness of the Creator itself, meaning that the law of life responds to the images, thoughts, feelings, and emotions that I give it, that takes the potential that is all waves all around me and is responding according to the vibration coming from me, not just an occasional positive thought, not, Casper wants to say hi again, coming up again, come on. not just the occasional positive thought, but the practice that we have, that daily we meditate, daily we affirm the beauty of a new day, daily we affirm our gratitude for loving life in the bigger picture. And if we're in a bottom of a wave where we're frightened, we're afraid, or things look desperate, then we simply know by using our own mentality, the intelligence within us, to rise up, to invite the I Am presence to heal, uplift, and restore and renew and revitalize my mind, my body, my experience, and the fulfillment of my purpose. I choose to comfortably live my life and fulfill my purpose. That doesn't mean that I'm going to change the nature of creation itself, which moves in waves. As we begin to overall feed into the law of the circle, the law of mind, which responds to us by corresponding to us, we respond with our deep love of life. That's why Meister Eckhart, I might have that wrong, it's might be Meister Eckhart who said, if the only prayer you ever said was thank you, it would be good enough, right? And that's where we put our attitude of gratitude, our attitude of appreciation for the life that we have, our attitude of appreciation for the love that we have in our life, to the love that we can give, to the love that we are able to receive, to our friends and family and our circle of compadres who all recognize that we are about bringing the highest vibration to our own lives so that we can be healthy, whole, complete, and perfect. Health, wealth, success, and happiness are normal. And we begin to reach up to that place, which is the source of health, wealth, love, and happiness, and court the presence itself, which is the revelation of the teachings of love and law, that the universe gives itself into creation because it loves itself. And it wants to express itself. And if it's going to know something, it has to be something. And so if it's going to know you as an individual soul, you have to exist. If it's going to know me as an individual soul, I have to exist. If it's going to know me as a soul who is in tune with the infinite, who is seeking to bring out the highest and best qualities of my multidimensional personality, into my expression, seeking to be a beneficial presence in the world so that everyone who touches the arena of my experience is somehow uplifted because the vibration coming from me is one of faith, one of fortune, one of belief that it is the Father, Mother's good pleasure to give me the kingdom, that I have been birthed as the potential awakening Christ, Atman, Buddha, high self, and that as I daily breathe and meditate and open to the greater good of my life and affirm the greater good of my life, that vibration within me rises higher. Therefore, what I'm giving to the law of the circle is a higher vibration, and my experience, if I'm at this height and I can see so far, if I go up higher, I might see over the next mountain. The bear went over the mountain to see what he could see and saw another mountain, right? We keep climbing up, and the more we climb up, the greater our embrace of the I Am consciousness, which is the Christ awakening as me, the Buddha awakening as me, which is the Buddha awakening as you, the awakened one happening in, as, and through you, because you follow the very simple instructions from the Master's teachers. I ask, I seek, I knock. And if I ask and I don't receive, I ask again, I look, and I knock again on the door until the door opens. The door of health, the door of expanding success, the door of expanding love, the door of expanding awareness, the door of matching the gift of potential given to me by the vibration coming from me into the law of the circle and returning as the multiple dimensions of my own experience. And so this is why we see our daily practice, our daily attitudes, our daily affirmations. And then we ask the question, well, how long do I have to do this consistent work of chop wood, carry water on the spiritual plane, on the spiritual and mental plane, the answer is you're never going to stop doing that, because there's no place where you're finished growing. That we are forever becoming more and more in tune with the infinite, therefore expanding our awareness. Through that expanding awareness, it is now and has always been my expanded awareness that brings a greater good. And it's only by focusing on that awareness, by quieting the mind every day and breathing it in and opening to that gap between the thoughts, as Deepak Chopra says, where the deeper knowledge of my true and innate capabilities, my image and likeness of God, my own Godhead, can be revealed in my mind, in my body, and in my experience. And that's what we are about doing. We're about doing, if you don't need to read the newspaper and stay current with the newspaper and believe you have to solve every world event, you have to do what's in front of you to do. This is mine to do. This part I can see is my responsibility, because it won't happen if I don't do it, right? So that's the chop wood and carry water. And we should never be upset. I remember some years ago, I was, hi Lorraine, I was emptying, the dishwasher was clean. And I was kind of frustrated because I thought my wife and partner should be emptying the dishwasher more. And so I was banging the plates as I was putting it away. She couldn't even hear it. She didn't know what I was doing. And all of a sudden I saw I chipped a plate by simply being in a bad mood, which it's my campsite. I live here. I'm responsible for the dishes as much as anybody else is, right? So, and since then, I never get upset when I have to make the bed or change the dishes or put laundry in, because it's mine to do, or pay bills or manage the mails or look at the bank accounts. It doesn't matter. We all have our responsibilities in order to successfully live our life, creatively live our life, and fulfill our purpose. There are things to do. With the body comes the responsibility of the body. You need to take care of the body, and you need to take care of the body of your affairs. And there's no reason to be ever upset about that. It should be grateful. I'm so grateful that I have a campsite, a beautiful campsite, which I call my home, which I get to take care of and do my part in maintaining, right? And that's the same with your mind, your body, your experience, your spiritual practice. You have the opportunity to take part, to be if some good is going to happen to you, it's going to happen through you, and you have to open up and be the avenue through which that possibility can be made manifest. And that's what we're practicing. I'm practicing in this week a new attitude that allows me to be grateful at every moment, even in the midst of what I don't know, as I visualize the higher success happening, as I visualize the healthy mind, healthy body, healthy experience, as I visualize an ever greater expanded joy coming into my life, I am setting the tone and creating the opportunity through which the good can happen to me and through me, because I'm awake to it. I'm Harry Morgan Moses. You're watching Coffee with Casper. We just spent these 20 minutes together that we might remind ourselves what we already know, that you are the image of the Most High. You have already been ordained in the fulfillment of your life. And that makes you somebody special because you're conscious and awake to it. I'm honored to know you. I'm honored to be connected with you. I'm honored that we are each in our own way bringing a positive and open vibration to the transformation of the planet Earth, that the fulfillment of the ancient prayer, goodwill toward all human beings, toward humanity and the earth, peace on earth and goodwill to all, shall be made manifest in an awakened world. We deserve this good. You deserve this good. Who you are is something wonderful. And until we meet again, I invite you to go in the light, as the light and with the light. May the long-time sun shine upon you, all love surround you, and the pure light within you guide you on your way. I'm Harry Morgan Moses. We'll be back live on September 16th. Replay the video, share the video. Let's practice an awakened life, becoming more awakened each and every day because we are grateful that we're having the bigger picture of life move through us even as we contribute to an awakening world. Bye for now. We'll see you live on September 16th. Be sure to share the videos and replay them anywhere you can. Casper and I will be back on September 16th live right from here, and we'll look forward to seeing you at that time. Bye for now.